Namaste. Welcome to Zoom Yoga number 31. As always, I'll start with the quote. So apparently we have up to 40,000 thoughts a day. And as you can imagine, not many of them would be so positive. So this quote, choose your thoughts the way artists choose their brush strokes. Choose your thoughts the way artists choose their brush strokes. Every thought creates an energy, and from that energy, with every action, there's always a reaction. So be careful what you choose to vibrate through your body. Okay, if you like to lie down and place the soles of your feet at your seat. Sleeping abdominal stretch. That's what we're going to start with today. So we place our feet at our seat. We take our hands and we place them behind the head, elbows as close to the ground as possible. We're going to keep our legs, our feet, legs and knees together as we drop them down to the right hand side as we turn and face the left. So we inhale, we roll over on the outside of the right foot, and it's important that you keep the legs stuck together as you drop the knees down to the right and look to the left. It doesn't matter how far you get. We're going to stay in this position and we just start to breathe slowly and deeply. Sleeping abdominal stretch. Remembering that it takes up to 6 seconds for muscles, tendons, and ligaments to start to release. So you don't force it, you allow the body to start to let go with each breath. Try to keep the chin at right angles. Don't bend the neck. Allow the body to release. As you cleanse the lungs, you cleanse the body from a cellular level upwards with slow, deep breathing. It's important to keep the knees and legs glued together, because if you allow the left knee to drop lower than the right, then you'll lose the stretch. Three more breaths. And then slowly come up on an inhalation, very slowly. And you know what's coming now. We drop the legs to the left and we turn and face the right. Inhale, drop on an exhalation. Of course, each side is different, so don't be alarmed if the legs don't go so far. Just as far down to the first point of resistance. Check that you dropped the chin and tucked it in. Keep the neck long. And you'll get a lovely pull. And the muscles attached to the occiput, the base of the skull. Full yogic breath. Focus on your natural pause before you exhale again. The seed of meditation. The natural pause. Three more breaths. And then on an inhalation, slowly come back up. Take a few breaths in the position with the legs bent, feet at the seat. And as you inhale, gently compress your lower back onto the ground. Not aggressively, just a suggestion of flattening that natural curve we have in the lower back. So you inhale and you gently compress. Wait for the natural pause. Exhale and release and soften. Delicious. Let peace begin with me. Let me begin with peace. Stretch away the left leg. The right remains bent. Release the hands from behind your head. And we're going to take the right universal spinal twist. We're going to take the right knee and roll it over to the left. And our left hand can be placed on the right knee. We're taking our right hand, stretching it out, palm facing downwards. And we're turning to the right with our head. So we've rolled the right leg over to the left. As always, you can stop the video, have a look, and then settle back into the posture. So again, we're just going to take slow, smooth, deep breaths and allow the body to release. Universal spinal twist. Don't drop the chin. Smile as you're breathing in. I've just done it involuntarily. And relax and release as you breathe out. So as I keep saying, this is one of the postures, the supine postures, they don't use so much energy, but as you're breathing deeply and releasing tensions, they give a lot of energy. The left hand resting on the right knee. You're not pulling the leg down, but you can make a little suggestion with the hand, apply a little bit of pressure, which will increase the stretch. Perhaps your right shoulder is on the ground, perhaps not. But with time and practice, that's where it will head. Three more breaths. You can stay in this position for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Obviously, if there's any discomfort, then you always come out of it, readjust, and try again. So we release the right leg, allow it naturally to come back up. Slowly, 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 slowly. Come round with the head. And we're going to stretch to the opposite side, obviously. So we stretch out the right leg, bend the left. Stretch out the right arm, palm facing down. And we're going to take a left leg and roll it over to the right. And place the right hand on the left knee. Look to the left. It never matters how far you get. Depending on your activity the day before, or the month before, or the year before, will have created an impression on the body and your mind. So we're just allowing the body to move into the first point of resistance. And then we start to breathe. Slowly and deeply, with a smile. And if you find that thoughts are coming and going, the 40,000 that we apparently have every day, if they're not positive, you can stop. You don't beat yourself up. You recognize the fact that you've noticed that you're having a negative thought, and you replace it with something nice. Let peace begin with me. Let me begin with peace. My body is rested. My mind is calm. My heart is at peace. My spirit soars. Breathing in, I calm my body. Breathing out, I smile. Immersing myself in this present moment, I know it's a beautiful moment. So at any time you can change the thoughts that you're choosing to have, you can change it and improve upon them. So it's only a pure vibration that's being passed through your body. Three more breaths. Release the leg. Take a head back to neutral. Slowly roll out of it. Slowly, 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 slowly. Stretch out the left leg. And we'll just do a few gentle, gentle, gentle squeeze curls. So we take the feet back to the seat. Nothing aggressive. You don't even have to pull so far. And apply a little bit of pressure. Gently pull the knees back. And you'll find that it flattens the lower back. And just eases out any tension in that area. So no need to do a strong squeeze curl. No need to lift up the head. Just, you can see what I'm doing. Gentle, gentle, gentle. Lengthening of the lower back and flattening. Inhale as you pull. Exhale as you release. Place the feet back on the ground, stretch them away. We're going to do boats. So our palms are down the side of the body. Our legs are parallel. And all but we're not going to lift the limbs. We're just going to inhale and stretch through the arms and point the toes. So there may be a slight involuntary lifting, but we're inhaling, stretch through the arms, point the toes. Exhale, relax. So just continue this at your own pace. Inhale as you stretch through the fingers, pointing the toes, And relax. If you want to have a comfort breath in between, please do. But it's not so strenuous, but there's lots of contractions going on. Inhale, stretch, stretch, stretch. Point, point, point. You can feel the strong contraction of the thigh muscles, the calf muscles. Now we're going to lift the arms and lift the legs. If you've lower back problems, you don't have to lift the legs. So we inhale, we're only lifting the legs far enough so the calf muscles come off the mat. So we don't need the legs lifted high. So we inhale, we look towards the toes, we lift our hands up to the side of the thighs, and the legs come up just enough so your calves clear the mat. We're not wanting anything like this. It's too strong in the lower back and it doesn't give any added benefit. So you can stay up like this and breathe, or you can just exhale and lower back down. You get comfort breath because it's relatively strong, this posture. You can do this one first thing in the morning, lying in bed, although the benefits will be less if you're on the mattress. So we inhale, look towards the toes, gently lift up the legs, or leave them where they are if you've lower back problems. The hands come up in line with the thighs. So you can either hold the breath and lower down when you want to exhale, or you can stay up for a few breaths. Try it either way and pick the one that works best. Inhale, look towards the toes, hands up, feet up. It's a very strong one. You can feel what's happening, obviously. And lower down. Some people suggest 10, but 10's a lot. You can build up to 10 if you wish. 3, 5. Do what the body will allow in this present moment. So you can continue with these, or you can lie and rest and breathe deeply. But if you want to make it more strenuous, then we contract everything as we lift, and we put our hands into fists and we screw up our face. We contract everything in the face and we hold the breath in and then lower down. So we come up, look forward, lift up, fists, face, contract everything in the body. And then gently lower down. This one's an energy burner, but it gives energy. It contracts everything, and when you release, you've got that rush of blood and lymph and fluid cleansing the area. We come again, fists, face, contract, buttocks, legs. And slowly lower down. Remember, you try and enter the posture with class, and you try and leave. You always keep enough energy and enough composure to leave the posture with class. You don't just collapse in a heap. We'll do one more if you wish. Inhale, look forward, up with fists, contract, scrunch up the face. And then slowly release and lower down. Now, for those of you who've had enough or are feeling the lower back, we're going to sit up So there's two ways of doing this. You can slip your hands behind your lower back and gently push up. Or if you feel you have the strength, and especially in the abdominal muscles, you can come up into balancing boat. So we inhale as we come up, raise the legs higher this time, hands up in line with the knees, and we're in balancing boat. So again, you can stay here as long as you wish. And this is where abdominal muscles come in, and then you just sit up and come forward. That's one way of getting up. Or alternatively, slip your hands behind your lower back and gently push up. Take a few comfort breaths. Sitting tall, legs flat. Now we're going to move into a simple cat. A lot of people find this one boring, but it's so beneficial. Simple cat. So knees under the hips, hands under the shoulders. If you have any wrist problems or your wrists are weak, then you can take your fingers and move them slightly further forward, which changes the angle on the wrists, which doesn't put them under so much pressure. So you have that option. Get comfortable. And a simple cat. We inhale as we raise the chin. And then vertebra by vertebra, concave the back. Then we raise the buttocks. You can take as many breaths as you wish to do this. Or if you have good lung capacity, you can take one breath in. And then exhale as we take the chin. Tuck it in firmly, push through the hands, arch through the back. And then you pull the stomach in and contract the glute, contract the buttocks. Leaving everything else in the same position, you start with the chin. As you slowly unfurl, inhale, lift up the chin, and then you start to release vertebra by vertebra, going in the opposite direction. As I say, you can take as many breaths to achieve this, but we always start with the chin. So we stay with the bottom pushed up in the air, we stay with the back concave, and then we tuck the chin in again. Arch, pull the stomach back, contract the gluteals. Then we'll keep everything in the same position until we move the chin, and then we'll walk down the back. So I think you've got the style now. So the slower, the better. As I say, many people have find this uncomfortable in the wrists. So you just take the hands a bit further forward if you have to, and it changes the angle and takes the pressure right off. And just continue at your own pace. Very nice posture. When you've had enough of that, we'll move to diagonal stretch. So realign. Check that they're comfortable. And we're going to stretch out the right arm and the left leg. So make sure that you've got the width with the knees. You don't want a knee in too narrow or you'll lose your balance. So we're going to stretch out with the right arm, left leg. We're not lifting firmly yet. We're just stretching out. Inhale, stretch through, and soften. So it's a strength, it's a balance, it's a stretch. Three, 5, 7, how many you feel like? And we alternate. So now it's the left arm and right leg. Get the position. Ensure that you're not wobbling all over the place. And then you inhale, stretch through. And soften as you exhale. Again, it's up to you whether you do 3, 5, 7, and build up. Then release. Have a wee break. We're going to do the very same again, but on this occasion, we're going to try and lift after the stretch. Always a stretch first, then you apply a bit of lift. There won't be much lifting, but so we stretch out with the right arm and left leg. Inhale, stretch out. And now you've got the stretch. Then you try and lift a little. And it's a completely different movement. Inhale, stretch out. And lift. It's subtle, but you can feel it. Maybe now you feel the heat building up, bit of a sweat. Left arm, right leg. If you want to sit back on your heels and give your wrists a break in between the movements, then please do. Inhale, stretch, and gently lift up. And release, and sit back on your heels. Give your wrists a wee break. Vajrasana. One of the meditative poses. Allow the body to breathe naturally. Don't try and control it. Let it recalibrate of its own accord. If you wish, you can stretch out your arms and just circle your hands. You can put them into fists. I hear my right wrist creaking and cracking, snap, crackle, pop, and turn the opposite direction. Okay, so now we're going to do the tiger posture. We've done this one before. So we're back into the position of the cat. Get a comfortable position. And we're going to raise the right leg, lift it up, and then we're going to tuck it through under our body and tuck in our chin. So we inhale as we look up, lift up the right leg, raise it, and we're just going to bend at the knee, which gives a lovely stretch in the thigh. You can stay here for a few breaths, or you can do it all in the one movement. Inhale as you come up, and then exhale as you come through. And tuck your chin in. I'm not quite sure how this will work with my microphone. I won't tuck it in so far, but you get the idea. Keep your knee off the ground. We inhale as we come through. We look up, bend at the knee. You're getting a lovely stretching the thigh. And then exhale as you come through. One more. Again, once you build these up, you can stay in these postures long enough. Once you make up your own practice. But in a class environment, I'm just giving you a sample, a little taste of each posture. People would get too bored if I stayed in this for more than a few movements. Now we change leg. Left leg. Again, remember to move your hands slightly further forward if your wrists are uncomfortable. Inhale as we stretch out. Look up, lift up, bend at the knee. Exhale as you come through. Tuck in. Nice and slow, nice and deliberate. And try to keep your shape. You don't want to be lifting the leg and twisting the hip around. You're trying to keep the original cat position as much as possible. And then we sit back in our heels, Vajrasana. Pose of the hair coming up. Let the body breathe naturally. Let it recover. If you get out of breath doing that, you wait until the breath calms down. If you ever have any digestive problems, this is a position to sit in. Calms the gut down. Of course, you must never listen or believe anything I say. Try it out. Okay, we're going to raise. This one's quite strong in the stomach muscles. We're going to raise the arms up, and then we're just going to bend forward, keeping the back straight, and we'll place the arms on the ground as much at the same time as the forehead. And we stay in this position and just breathe gently. So we inhale as we come up, very loose, very soft, nothing aggressive. And then we bend, keeping the back straight, and we just come forward. And completely relax the shoulders, completely relax the elbows, the arms. Place the forehead on the ground. I'm trying not to roar into this microphone. This is allowing the spine, the space, to stretch the spine and to release any trapped nerves. To come out, you inhale. It's a strong one for the abdominals. As you come up. And then just exhale down with the arms. So you've got the style. Very simple, but very effective. Inhale as we raise the arms. And you're trying to keep the arms and back straight as you're going down, and you're trying to get the head and the arms on the ground at the same time. But it's strong in the lower back and it's strong in the abdominals. When you're down, rest and release, and just start to breathe slowly and deeply.
When you're ready to come out, you engage in abdominals. You can actually contract a little bit before you come up and feel what's involved. And up you come.
We'll try this once more. If it's not for you, just stay in Vajrasana.
Totally relax the arms. Allowing the spine to stretch. And when you're ready to come out, you can just minimally lift and you'll feel the muscles contracting, and then you're aware as you come up.
You're less likely to damage your body. So we're going to stay in Vajrasana. We're going to do the breath, balance, and posture. Again, I'm not quite sure how this is going to work with this microphone, but at any one time, one nostril is more predominant. The left, parasympathetic, the left nostril works in the parasympathetic nervous system. Easy to remember, left lowers. The right nostril works on the sympathetic nervous system, fight or flight, this raises. So the body naturally switches about every 90 minutes if you're healthy and everything's working properly. But of course, with allergies, with health conditions, whatever, one nostril can become blocked, and then you'll always be breathing through the other ones, which changes your mood. But at any time, you can take control of these nostrils and breathe through. If you breathe through the left, you will lower yourself down. If you breathe through the right, you will raise yourself. There's a technique where you can clear the opposite nostril. So if you check your nostrils at the moment, left one, right one. So my right is clearer. So if I want to clear the left, I take my hand, I press it under the right armpit. You can squeeze firmly with the fingers in deep and the thumb over the top. That's quite strong in the joint. Or you can take the fist and press it in and sit. And you can take anything from a couple seconds to a couple minutes. Or you can do them both at the same time. This is in preparation for pranayama, for alternate nostril. You can do both at the same time. I think I cover my microphone if I do this, but you can stick one hand under this, one hand under this. Oh no, that's okay. And you just start to breathe, and this will clear your nostrils. In India, the sadhus lie at the side of the street with small crutches. They lie on their side and jam a small crutch under their arms, and it clears the nostrils in preparation for pranayama. Prana is energy and yama is extension. So pranayama is a term given for breathing exercises within yoga. So you're trying to extend the energy within. So say it can be tiring this on the thumb joint, but you have to be in deep and you have to be firm. Some people are lucky, a couple seconds and it will clear whichever nostril is blocked. Other people, it's longer. So for example, say you can't get to sleep at night, you're tossing and turning, you would breathe through the left nostril, you close the right, you lie in your pillow, you don't even have to use your hands, you lie in your pillow, press your right nostril against the pillow and breathe through the left, and it will work in the parasympathetic nervous system and calm you down. Alternatively, in the morning, you're a bit sluggish, you're struggling to get out of bed, breathe through the right sympathetic nervous system, it will pick you up. If the nostrils are blocked, you now know how to clear them. It's either the fist, you can use the fist as well, jam it in firmly, and it's under the opposite armpit. So if the left nostril is blocked, you get the fist under the right. So you've got the idea, you can play about with these things. There's so many books you can get online as well. So we're just going to do simple alternate nostril breathing. So we have two fingers, thumb. We drop the middle two fingers down, and we're left with the thumb and ring finger. And we're just gently compressing the cartilage, the entrance to the nose. So in pranayama, you always start by exhaling through both nostrils. So we exhale. We're going to do alternate nostril, nadi shodhana. So we close the right, and we breathe in through the left. Wait for your natural pause. Close the left, release the right, breathe out through the right. Wait for your natural pause. In right. Close the right, open the left. After your natural pause, out left. And that's one round. It's never in the explanation, it's always in the experience. The next time you feel a bit frazzled or a bit fractious or out of sorts, you don't even have to sit in this position. Sit in a comfortable chair, sit in your favorite chair at home. In nature's even better. And you start practice and see what happens. In left, out right. In right, out left. So do a couple rounds of nadi shodhana, alternate nostril breathing. Nadi is the energy pathway, shodhana is cleansing. So it's a cleansing breath, a balancing breath. So just continue a few more rounds at your own pace. In left, out right. In right, out left. One more round after the one that you're on. When you're finished, just sit and allow the body to breathe naturally. And take your awareness to any sensations. And then you're in a position to decide if it's beneficial for you or not. And what do we have now? Locked hand raising pose. Okay. So slowly come up onto the knees, allow the circulation to rush back into the joints. And we're going to stand up. Locked hand raising pose. Very gentle posture, this. We're going to start by placing our left hand on top of our right. We're going to inhale as we raise the arms up, and we're trying to press them beyond the ears, and then exhale as we bring the arms down. So we inhale very gently. And you try to get the arms as far back beyond the ears as possible, not by bringing the head forward, but by getting that compression in the shoulders. You can feel it. And then after you've waited your inhalation, your natural pause, exhale out. And down. So we started with the left over right. So we do right over left. It just engages the mind a bit. Right over left. And we just continue. We just continue in our own pace. So we inhale. Standing tall. Gently compressing back. Waiting for your natural pause. Exhale as you stretch out and down. Left over right. Stretch from the shoulders to the elbows, elbows to the wrists, wrists to the fingers. Nice and slow. A lovely stretch up. And you'll find that each time the arms are getting further and further back beyond the ears. Close your eyes. Try and sense that the feet are parallel. Standing tall with your eyes closed. Letting the body breathe naturally. So we've done the breath, balance, and posture. We've done alternate nostrils, which would take us into a position of balance. Of course, it depends how out of balance you are, mentally, physically, emotionally. So we're going to try a balanced posture. We're going to come up on our toes. We're going to clasp our hands, stretch them above our head, and come up on our toes. There's many different ways of doing Tadasana. So we're putting in a clasp. You can have the clasp like this, or you can turn it around, up like this. We'll just keep it simple. Inhale and stretch up. and relax. Inhale, lift up the shoulder girdle. You can feel the intercostals, you can feel the back muscles getting stretched. 3 stretches. Now you fix a point straight ahead, just slightly above eye level, and you inhale and you come up in the toes. You can inhale and come up, stretch, wait for your pause, exhale and come down, gently lower the heels down to caress the ground, or you can stay up for a few breaths. As I say, there's many ways. You can lift the arms up from lower down position as you come up. This is fine for now. We inhale as we come up. Lift, elongate. And don't worry if you wobble all over the place. Don't worry if you have to go back down. It will bring you to a state of balance if you're not already in it. Inhale as we come up. Stay for 3 breaths, 5 breaths, whatever you wish. But elongate that body. Your heels are off the ground. And then lower down. Remember, it takes a while for the structures to be trained to support you anyway. So it's not always just about being out of balance. Maybe you're just not strong enough at this time. But with practice, elongate, elongate. It's a lovely, lovely stretch. And down we come. Gently lower down the clasp. As I say, as you become more efficient, you can reverse the clasp. You can do it with your eyes closed, which is even more challenging. But simple, simple, simple. So stand tall, close your eyes. Now we'll do the right angled pose. So it's just a simple forward bend with our arms raised. So we're raising our arms, keeping our wrists floppy. So we inhale as we raise, raise, raise. And the hands remain floppy. We're keeping our arms as much as we can next to our ears. And we bend and keeping the back straight. Keep the back straight. Keep the back straight. And you just come down to a right angle. Keep facing down. Don't let the arms drop down. Keep them up as far as possible. It's quite a strenuous one. This is stretching the legs as well, stretching the back of the knees. Couple breaths. And then up you come. Exhale down. So this is quite a strenuous posture. Very careful if you've lower back issues. Only by trying it will you know if we have the awareness if it's for you or not. This is why you have to do it very gently, very slowly with the breath. Exhale forward. A few breaths. You're trying to raise the arms. As you inhale, you're trying to keep that tension in the arms as opposed to dropping them down. Keeping the back straight. And up you come. $72,000 postures apparently, so they won't all be for you. So pick the ones that make you feel better. But you have to give them a go to begin with to realize which ones they are. Like the double angled posture, Dvikonasana, I think it's called. Dvi is two in Sanskrit. So we're doing the clasp again behind the back. Sorry, these glasses want to fall off. So again, look, it's opening up the shoulders. For some people, this might be enough. In fact, we'll take a few breaths before we do Dvikonasana, and we'll just inhale and look, just stretch the clasp down over the bottom. You're not lifting it away, you're just inhaling, stretching down and release. If you've been sitting in an office all week, you're 35, 40 hours, unless you've been very careful with your posture, it's easy to round the shoulders. So this takes them in the opposite direction. Inhale, push down, and release. But be careful, I've pulled up, as always, I've pulled a muscle in my upper right back, and it wants to go into spasm doing this. So I stop and let the circulation get back into it. So you always have to have that awareness. Dvikonasana. So we get the clasp behind our back, but better seen it this way. Inhale, bend forward as you exhale. Right angle, as we did before. Inhale as we lift. Exhale as we relax. Inhale as we lift. Exhale as we relax. Inhale as we lift. Exhale as we relax. Inhale as you come up. Exhale, relax. Again, there's many different ways of doing this posture as well. The best thing to do is to research different teachers and pick the way that works for you. Inhale, exhale into right angle posture. Inhale as you lift. Exhale, relax. Inhale as you come up. Exhale, relax. Clasp our hands behind our head. Readjust your clothing if you need to. Hands behind the head. I'll turn around this way. So all we're doing is we're inhaling and opening the elbows. Wait for your natural pause and relax. And if you want to make it slightly harder, we're going to move our hands away from our scalp. We're trying to create enough space between the head and the hands so you can slip an empty toilet roll cylinder. The cardboard cylinders, you can slip one in there. So inhale, try and move the hands away from the head without dropping the chin. And you see you get a space there, and it's a very strong contraction. Exhale, release. So these build up a lot of lactic acid. So breathe deeply and smoothly. Inhale, open the elbows, push the hands away. Exhale, release. To come out, inhale, stretch up, stretch out. Shoulders to elbows, elbows to wrists, wrists to fingers. I think it's a namaste twist now. Yeah. So we're almost finished. A namaste twist, and then we're down in Shavasana. So don't look down. Feel that your feet are parallel. Very important. That's an easy way to figure out because you get a slight tension in the top of the hips. So you can try this. If my toes are pointing out diagonally, this is all loose and relaxed. If I take the feet in parallel without looking, well, I can actually see my feet on the screen, so that doesn't quite work, does it? That's in parallel now. There's a slight tightness up here because we very rarely stand with our feet parallel. If you're in the supermarket or waiting, you're usually leaning on one side of the body. That's a good tip to bear in mind. If you're waiting in a queue, stand with your feet parallel. Namaste. So we're going to do the Namaste twist. Stay away from a microphone. Feet parallel. Inhale, and we're just going to turn to the right, but we're keeping our chin in line with our Namaste. So inhale before we move. Exhale as we turn to the first point of resistance. It will be different for us all. And you just start to breathe. So you feel what's happening with the ankles, the knees, the hips, the back, the intercostals, the shoulders. And you just start to breathe slowly and deeply. You don't push it. The breath will release the muscles. Smile. And as you exhale, you allow the body to turn if it wishes to. The minute you try and push, it will tighten and resist. This is a good indication of the 6 seconds it takes for muscles, tendons, ligaments to start to release. It's a lovely twist. Now this may take long enough. This may take 5, 6, 7 minutes to breathe continually, releasing. But when you feel that you've got to your maximum twist with the torso, only then do you turn the chin. Inhale. We keep the chin parallel to the ground. You don't drop it down. Inhale and then exhale as you turn the chin around to the right. You're inhaling, you're standing tall. Exhaling, twisting. You can feel that lovely pool of the muscles on the occiput, the base of the skull, the trapezius muscles. Inhale, stand tall. Exhale, release. And you can feel what's happening through the ankles. I'm feeling this on my calf muscles, funnily enough. They'll be tight with cycling. So we'll all feel it in a particular part of the body that we've overused. And of course, you can stay here long enough, but to come out of it, you release the chin around to the Namaste. And then on an exhalation, I mean slowly come back. It's a very nice feeling. You can actually feel circulation rushing into the areas that you squeezed. You know what's happening now? We're going to the left. So I'll leave you in peace for a few moments. You know the style. We're turning to the left on an exhalation, and you breathe slowly and deeply, keeping your chin in line with the Namaste. And then when you find that you're not getting any more movement from the torso, then you turn the head around to the left. Really immerse yourself in the posture, in the moment. When you're ready to come out, release the chin back to the namaste. And then slowly, slowly, slowly release your namaste. Pardon me. Stand tall. Imagine someone has a thread, center of your scalp, and they're gently pulling you upwards. Just a suggestion to stand a little bit taller. You'll come into such a relaxed position. And smile. Free serotonin. I'm Scottish, so we look for the free things. Free serotonin, happy hormone. And remember, just by smiling, the body cannot distinguish between a genuine smile and a disingenuous smile. So just by smiling, even when you feel miserable, you're telling the body to release serotonin. So the next time you're waking up in the morning, you feel a bit grumpy, get to your first mirror and smile. When you're ready, lie down in Shavasana. The mind-body relaxer, Shavasana, where you let go of the old to make space for the new. Remember, for something new to come into your life, something always has to go, to make space. Always. So lie in Shavasana, floppy feet. Palms turned upwards. Check that your shoulders are relaxed. Check that your chin is not painting the ceiling. Take your lower back and gently, gently compress it onto the ground. And again, inhale as you gently compress that lower back. Exhale, release. And smile, free serotonin. Anytime you can lie down in Shavasana. It's healing for the heart. The heart is at the same level as the rest of the body. You're giving your shoulders a break and your neck from carrying about the medicine ball that holds the 40,000 thoughts each day. The feet are floppy, so you've released the leg muscles. The shoulders are open and relaxed. This is why the hands, palms are facing upwards, slightly away from the torso. In old Sanskrit terms, it used to be called Marit Asana, the dead man's pose, because you're letting go of the old to make space for the new. I want you to do alternate nostril breathing mentally. So you breathe in through the left, out through the right. In through the right, out through the left. In left, out right, in right, out left. You're using the power of the mind to visualize the breath going exactly where you want it to go. So just continue for as long as you wish. Now we'll finish with the ending quote. At any time, miracles are waiting to happen. At any time, miracles are waiting to happen. So stay in your Shavasana, stay with your alternate nostril. Thank you very much. Namaste with much love.